Hello, John Shaughnessy here. I wrote the book There Is Something About the Moon, co-authored actually with a good friend of mine, Wendy H. Salter. This is the book right here, the book of books. There is something about the moon, jam-packed with new discovery, original thinking, original theoretical physics, plethora of information. And I can't associate it with any other book that I'm aware of out there. So it's definitely a unique piece of work. Will be sought after and gone through, trying to figure out the ins and outs for centuries and beyond now. So, anyways, well, we hope. This here is the moon. There's dark images on the moon. Part of the book's discovery is the discovery of images on the moon that are of paramount importance to humanity and its struggle to understand where and how we live on Earth. This is the Earth, obviously, and this little guy down here, the moon, actually pulls us in and out of ice ages, unbeknownst to the scientific community. In this book, we do supply physics. And we supply the mechanics that back up the physics, unlike a lot of the other theorists out there. The biggest theorist out there is the Milankovitch theory, and there's no mechanics behind it. They think that the Earth goes into an elliptic and then a round circular orbit around the sun. Mind you, you don't lower the BTU input. The only time you lower the BTU input on the Earth is when the tilt changes. Again, no physics supplied by the Milankovitch cycle. However, in this book, we do supply the physics, and you're looking at it right here. This here is the dark side of the moon, which is actually the bright side of the moon because it has no dark images on it. Again, more evidence that somebody, someone, something put some images up on the moon so we can make sense of these large cycles that we're in. Ah, look at that. That is the side of the moon that actually faces the Earth. And this is what we see every month, 28 days a month. We get little sections of it until we get a full moon, and then it goes into the waning part. So right here, I'll point out a few. I mean, that's a man's head, obviously. You don't even have to have periodolia to figure that out. It's got an eye, two eyes, lips, ear, nice outline. The geometry, mind you, is perfect. Absolutely perfect. It comes to the human anatomy. This is a claw. This is the representation of the Zodiac symbol Cancer. This is the goatfish, represents the Zodiac symbol Capricorn. As above, so below, we have a Tropic of Capricorn on the lower part of the Earth, and we have the Tropic of Cancer on the higher part of the Earth, or the higher northern latitudes, north-south latitudes. Try to get my language together. Every time I make a video, it takes me about as long as the video takes to get my brain going. This is a C. This is a very unique piece of jewelry going way, way back in time. The Anunnaki had it on. The Pharaohs had it on. It was a torque. This represented the knowledge of the moon's ability to pull us in and out of ice ages. These dots right here represent the actual degree angle of tilt that the Earth goes through. In the book, you get more information on it. Right up here is an actual cobra face, cobra head. It actually has two eyes on it. I invite you to go to Google and check this stuff out. Go to Google, Google the moon. Try to get it in blue, because for whatever reason, the blue really pushes the images out there. You get a great contrast, and it's what the original designers wanted. It was a blue. So actually, during the daytime, you see the moon actually looks transparent in these dark regions of the moon. That guy is in the mare Imbrium section. We call him Khonsu or Amun. Actually, Amun gave his only begotten son the moon to drive, and his only begotten son is Khonsu. So, check it out. You can read this stuff if you like. tsatmoon.com is where we have the book available. This here is an image I took with a telescope up on Mount Greylock with my co-author. And there he is in blue. Again, perfect geometry, the outside of the face, got the chin, the lips, the nose, the eye is in perfect geometry. This eye got blown off by a meteorite hitting it, and of course you have an ear here. There's a few other faces on there too, but a few other images actually on this face. But we'll get into that later. In the book you can check it out if you can't, or you can just look at this picture and figure it out yourself. Really amazing stuff. Now come on, you can't even begin to think that this is a natural occurring event up here. No way, Jose. This is the cobra I was telling you about. It's up above the claw. I rotated it 180 degrees, so his face is down the bottom of, 6 o'clock position on the moon. And obviously you get two eyes, and you have the outside of the cobra's head right here. The big wings that the cobra has. The word escapes me what he has, but anyways, pretty amazing stuff. There's the cobra right up there. Again, another picture of the face, the images, the claw, the goldfish. These are all make some sense. This is another face, just a previous face I had up. It's the same face, just blown up a little bit. Again, you can go on, and search the internet for pictures of the moon. Check it out. This is an artist rendition to help you really see it. What we did was just color in the dark spots on the moon. This is copyrighted, trademarked, and hopefully you'll be buying it on T-shirts, coffee cups, and hats, and along with the book. Who knows? In the near future. Again, there's the cobra, the goatfish, the torque, and the claw. So it's a torque between the Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. Right now, basically how it reads is whatever's right side up from the northern hemisphere is what's in place. So we're in the age of man. That's us. We're expanding into the empire, expanding on the planet, and it's the Capricorn. And when we go into an ice age, the ice-water ratio signatures change between Earth and Moon, and it rotates the face of the Moon. And we go into the ice age with Cancer and the Cobra being at 6 o'clock. Now, I don't know if anybody follows Akhenaten there in Nefertiti, but he has a hell of a lot of steles and hieroglyphs and pictures and images and you name it. And he has a lot of them. He has the Cobra at the 6 o'clock position with the lines coming down. Him and Nefertiti are holding up cups, and every one of those lines coming out of that famous hieroglyph or stele has the claw attached to it. Again, these are moon symbols. Akhenaten was not a sun worshipper. He was the last timekeeper of the moon. He was the last one that understood the knowledge of the moon. Now you read the book. I went too far ahead. I hate when that happens. How can I go back? Come on, man. There we go. Sorry about that. So, anyways, yeah, you check him out. He was he was the last timekeeper, from what we could figure out, that understood how to read the moon and know when we come in and out of ice ages. This right here is the gravitational effect between Earth and a moon. And this is gravity, and the Earth's gravitational land phase signature lapping up against the moon, high density gravity zones, HDGZ. This is the gravitational interactive force that rotates the face of our grandmother moon clock. So these high density gravity, high density zones, they might be gold, who knows, uranium, something dense, actually plays with the Earth's gravitational signature. That being said, here is a beautiful image. I think I get that. I got that in there? Yeah, I got it. Okay, well, let's just make sure you can see that. Earth's three-phase gravity, land, water signature interacting with the moon like planetary gears. Now, again, unbeknownst to the scientific community, I can't believe I've got to play. Well, I'm not even going to get into it. I don't want to sound like an egomaniac, but honestly, folks, I mean, come on, where are all the scientists? Anyways, we got to start doing more research on Earth and get back out of space, get back down to Earth, and figure out what's going on with the Earth and the moon. Anywho, the Earth, unbeknownst to everybody on the planet, has a gravitational signature to it. It's got continents. It's got 5 mile high mountains, the Himalayas, and large land masses. Now, these land masses do affect the gravitational field in our solar system. So this thing's our Earth is spinning at 1,100 some odd miles an hour. It is breaking and deflecting the gravitational field and putting out a signature that's hitting the moon's high density gravity zones. Anywho, what is going on is we're going to hit the water maximum in our interglacial period pretty soon, and the moon's drag is going to be on the girth of the ocean and cause us to tilt from a 23.5 degree point to an 11 or maybe even lower degree, which is consequently going to lower the BTU content being absorbed by the Earth and put us back into an ice building mode, which we call the Ice Age. And 104,000 years later, the moon will start dragging on the landmass and the ice and pull us back into our current day of 23.5 degree tilt, and the interglacial begins, the big flood begins, and it's run for the hills. So the goatfish is a great symbol for that, and that's why we're in the age of goatfish, because the if you read up on the story behind Capricorn, the goatfish swam to land and basically go to higher ground. So there's a lot of little tidbits of information in our history here on Earth. And a lot of the ancient cultures have it. Egypt got plenty of facts and figures to back up this theory here. And it's all at tsatmoon.com. Go check this out. Now, the flat earthers, the round earthers might want to get into this theory, because this does explain why I can't, it takes me 6 hours to go from Boston to London, and why it takes me 7 hours to go from London to Boston when I should be gaining, because the Earth's rotating towards me. I should be gaining after 2 hours. I should be doing like 1,000 miles an hour land speed, while the plane's doing 500 miles an hour, according to the flat earthers. But that's what they're using their argument for. But unbeknownst to the physics community, it's called Earth is in a GOG lock with the gravitational field. I had thrown up that 3-phase gravitational signature. There's also a 4-phase gravitational signature that develops in the Ice Age. Again, you got to get the book. I can't put 1,000 years of information in a 10-minute video. So please do entertain me and buy a book, or you can get it on Kindle. Again, John Shaughnessy here wrote the book with Wendy Salter. This book is called There Is Something About the Moon. Very interesting technology. And I'll tell you what, a lot of people get a good coming home feeling, because it just gets rid of all the gobbledygook and all the other fear mongering and wild theories out there. And I think this is what we need. After this settles down, we get this in the mainstream. Maybe we can start making some traction, getting some traction here, and increase the interglacial period, because we still have a chance to eke out another couple of thousand years. But we are at the end of this one, and it's up to us to maybe get a few extra years out of this interglacial period. All right, peace out.